guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm jumping in with my August 2018 faves. Okay, so you might be noticing that I'm probably a little overdressed for a faves video, but I am in my teacher clothes because tonight is back to school night at the school that I work at. So I'm all showered up, got a good workout at the gym, and now I'm all niced up so that I can go greet all the parents and tell them like how awesome my class is. I thought in the meantime, before I have to leave, that I would do my August faves. Okay, so maybe I will start off with some jewelry for the month of August. Now, early August, or early to mid-August, we went back to school, so I went back to work. So this has been, or August was a really crazy month because now we're in September and I'm just like, whoa, you know, I can't believe like homecoming is next week. And so anyway, but so yeah, I don't have a lot of things for my faves for August, but what I am going to show, I did use quite a bit. So some of the jewelry that I loved in August, like these pair of dangly blue glass earrings, which to me just remind me of like the ocean, Mediterranean, and my boyfriend got me these over the summer. I guess they kind of match my nails. And as you know, I love everything like blue, light blue, mostly like light blues and hemimorphite blues and turquoise blues, and my boyfriend knows that too. So if he buys me any sort of jewelry, you know, it's gonna be these blues. My other fave was a pendant that my friend Steph got me when she was here for the 10 days visiting from Belgium. And so it's just a piece of green glass, and it's got kind of like a little bit of like heat treated middle, so it looks kind of cool in there. But yeah, I just kind of put it on this white wire hoop, you know, so I could wear it. And yeah, we were like looking at stuff in this like little street fair that they had in Old Town, and she comes over, she's like, oh, this is for you. And I was like, oh, but you know, I think it's a really pretty green. It even has like a little bit of sparkle in the glass. And yeah, so now when I wear it, you know, I'm thinking of my homegirl Steph, who's now back in Belgium, but we're thinking of doing a part 2 back in next summer. Back to the summer. Okay, and then the other necklace, I actually got this in the Witch's Bounty box for August, and I wore it like a ton throughout August, and that's this beautiful druzy pendant. And so it's I believe it's quartz, but it's like this it's got chalcedony and like everything, and it just makes it just so beautiful. So yeah, was this one the August one? Well, I love to wear the Witch's Bounty necklaces. So there's one I got in July and one I got in August, but I forget which box it was. So maybe it was July or August, but it doesn't matter because I love this necklace and the sparkles. I can't stop looking at it because, you know, I'm kind of a, well, kind of, I am a Gemini. I'm just like, ooh, shiny. My last piece of jewelry I actually bought myself in August. Well, I probably bought it in July, but I wore it kind of throughout July. Like once I got it, actually as soon as I got it, I put it on, and in August I wore it almost nonstop. And that's my opal ring. So I got this ring at South American Imports down in Old Town. As you guys know, I mentioned that shop quite a bit. Dude, they should sponsor me by now. No, but they're an awesome shop. I love the owner. His son works there, and they usually have some other like friends working there. But yeah, this beautiful like opal ring. I love that it's just like raw and gorgeous. I love that it's not perfect, you know, it just looks, yeah, imperfections I love. So I'm going on to actually an electronic, and that is my PSB7 spirit box. So I've had this, I don't know how many years. Actually, I've had it like a really long time. But in August, I, for whatever reason, started busting it out more. You know, in the summertime, I was kind of using it a little bit more. And I don't know why, but it just seems to be working a lot better. I mean, it was always working, but it just seems like there's a lot more spirit activity wanting to speak through this box. So I've made a couple of videos, you know, doing some spirit box sessions, and I found out so cool. When you're watching YouTube videos, you can go into the settings and like the video that you're watching, and you can either speed up the video, like if it's just dragging on, you want them to talk faster, or you could slow down the video. So I found out if I made like a spirit box session, people can slow down the video and they can actually listen a little bit slower. You know, it slows down the spanning through the radio station so people can hear spirit communication. And so I thought that was like kind of nerdy cool, you know? So yeah, I was digging this a lot in August, and the little speaker that I had for this actually broke because I've had it for a bunch of years. So I ended up buying a new speaker, and I got the Rakono speaker. So it looks just like this. And you kind of just open it up so you can get the bass. Not that we're listening to like ghosts give bass, but and it's not just for ghosts. Like, you can hook this up to your cell phone, you can hook it up to your laptop. It actually gives really good sound for like the little dinky thing that it is. So hey, if you're looking for something that's, you know, like under $20 and gives good sound, you're just looking for a speaker, like all ghostiness aside, the Rakono, I love it. I love it a lot. Okay, so there was an oil that I used all throughout August, and I used through most of July when stuff arrived, and that's because she had made a special oil for me called the Relax Oil. Now, I don't know everything that is in this oil. It's just a roll-on. But there's definitely bergamot and some other citrus smells, but they're also very relaxing. It's almost like a creamsicle. But anyway, I put this on my wrists almost every day, and thank you, Steph, if you're watching this video. I love my Relax Oil. I'm still using it, by the way, so it's still a fave, not just an August fave, it's a forever fave until I run out, and then I'm gonna be like, you wanna visit again? So the herb that I've been loving, either in essential oil form or putting it in a tea form, so like herb form, because I love to make my own teas, and that is a lavender. So I have obviously some of it in jars, but this is kind of like the leftovers that are in the bag. But I use a lot of lavender, and one of my friends, she has a ton of lavender, and she's one of my witchy friends, and she's like, do you want me to bring over some lavender? I'm gonna be in town. I'm like, I got a lot of lavender, but you know, if I ever run out, I can obviously go to her because she grows lavender in her garden, and we have a ton of lavender in our area too, like a lot of people I know with lavender. So I've loved putting lavender in my tea. I love lavender essential oil. I love putting lavender in my diffuser. I've just, like, lavender has been my jam. Even lavender color, like, I'm just like, lavender, oh yes. As far as like a company for that I trust for like buying from a place, you know, lavender, if I'm not just gonna get it from a friend or from where I live, is I like Star West Botanicals. Everybody has their companies that they like. I like them, and I like I think the other one's called like Frontier or something, but those two, or maybe it's not Frontier, no, it's this one mostly. If I'm gonna buy something off Amazon, when it comes to herbs, I like this one the best. And I actually always put a little like note on the front, and I know it says Lisa's Creations, actually came off some other herbs that I used up, and I was like, oh well, it has like, you know, some keywords that go with lavender. So like all my keywords I put on all my herbs, you know, so when I'm looking for a little something something to cook up, you know. But yes, look at all that lavender, you know you like it. Yeah, look at that. ASMR. So, like I said, August was really busy because I went back to work, and it's just been craziness when a new year begins. And so there's a couple of books that I didn't buy in August. I actually got these a while ago, like a year maybe or more ago, but I have just been finding myself referencing them more often, and that is the 365 Tarot Spreads by Sasha Graham, which if you see some of my other videos, I'm usually like picking a spread out of here and showing you guys what that would look like in a reading, you know, and always like trying to promote this book because I love it so much. I'm not like getting anything from Sasha Graham, I just really love this book. So if you ever have a chance to maybe check it out at your local bookstore, you know, have a look. You know, if you like it, get it. If not, leave it. The other book that I've been loving, and I have a few tarot spread books, but this is the other one that I was using in August. It's The Ultimate Guide to Tarot Spreads, and this is by Liz Dean. So again, I've made a few videos using the spreads from this book, letting people know, hey, you know, if you dig it, then definitely go check out this book. So by Liz Dean, right down there, and it's The Ultimate Guide to Tarot Spreads. Okay, so then I want to get into stones, because crystals. There was one, you know, as much as I'm always using like a lot of my stones, there was one stone in particular where I was just like collecting like gangbuster. Like, I love this stone for the month of August, and that is pyrite. So you noticed this one from my haul video, which I got in September, but you know, it's part of the whole pyrite thing. So yeah, I've been loving like pyrite. Right now I'm all into Amazonite, but I'm still kind of on the pyrite train. And so who knows, like maybe my energy just needed some pyrite in my life. You know, I did some crystal grids with pyrite. Oh, I love that. It's just cube-tastic. Have a little polished one. I'm just gonna show off my pyrite because I love my pyrite. Ooh, glittery goodness, you know you like that. I have a few other forms of pyrite, like it's well known as peacock ore or chalcopyrite. And yeah, so I was all in this biz of pyrite all throughout August. All right, and last but definitely not least, the decks that I used all throughout August. And this time I've been keeping my decks on top of let's show you down here, my my like window pane slab of selenite, and they've just kind of been charging. So it's like if I'm using them that month, like everything that I'm using, I'm just keeping on this slab. So it was really easy for me to just like grab my decks. I'm like, oh yeah, these were all the ones that I used in August. So the first one, which is in this awesome burlap bag, is the Beautiful Rebellion. And I've been just like going crazy over this deck. Here's the backings. I told everybody, like, you know, if you are in love with the Tarot of Delphi and find it difficult to get your hands on it, which many of us are, some people said there might be a reprinting some years in the future. I do not have the patience for this. So when I saw this, and I was like, that's like Tarot of Delphi-esque. And, you know, I like it. You know, the images. I like the feel of the cardstock. I like, you know, what was chosen for each of the cards in the deck, and I love it. So if I never get the Tarot of Delphi, that's fine, because I am in love with the Beautiful Rebellion Tarot. So just go to Etsy, type in Beautiful Rebellion Tarot on Etsy, and you'll be able to find the shop. There were only like a few suggestions people said, and they just didn't like how giant the wording was, and that was like sometimes covering parts of the picture. Perhaps that could have been changed, but for me it's not too big of a distraction. So yeah. Okay, also the Oracle of Black Enchantments, Mildred Payne's. So I have the Mildred Payne Pocket Oracle. I bought like kind of like all the extensions, or the extension pack that came with, or that you could buy. Also sometimes you could get a free card here and there. There was a harp card that came with this one to go in Mildred Payne's Secret Pocket Oracle. And yeah, so I got this one, and I was one of the people putting in for pre-order. And normally I'm not like a pre-order kind of gal, but you know, there were a few things that I had on pre-order, and I have one last thing that is on pre-order that I'm waiting for, and that is for the Moonchild Tarot. So I'm like, come on, Moonchild. But anyway, here are the backs of the cards. They're massive. I like that they're dark but funny and weird, and that's totally, you know, the artist's style, and I like everything that he does. I even like the Deviant Moon Tarot. It's just like I find myself, it's hard to connect with that deck because I think it's too computerized, and I like things that are more hand-drawn like this. But you know, I dig all his work, you know, and I respect him as an artist. So yeah, oops. I've been loving this deck. Also in August, I got the Flowers Oracle, which is a reprint of the Bach Flowers Oracle, the artwork by Antonella Castelli, and this is a Lo Scarabeo deck. I love that it's a very like linen box, and got some beautiful backings of the cards. You know, one of your standard tarot or oracle sizes. The only thing I have with this deck, because I'm not too familiar with the Bach flowers, is I just wish in the guidebook it would have given like what that Bach flower actually does. What does it heal? What's it connected to? Otherwise, there's just like a few keywords, but I just found it lacking in that area. But you know, I took it on myself then to go research, you know, if I pull, let's say I pull a wild rose for a daily draw, then I Google Bach flowers, wild rose, like what does it heal, and I can kind of get my message from there. Or you can just kind of read them intuitively and not have to know like everything about the Bach flowers. But me, I'm just like really interested, so that's why I like to look them up. So yes. Okay, this deck, my friend Steph had gifted me. It's a deck in French, and it's the Razai, and that's by Marie-Christine Chambon. And my goodness, like if you're wanting to like go into some deep meditations, or you're wanting to tap deeply into your psyche, into yourself, this is the deck for you. I use Google Translate with it, but oftentimes I'm also just looking into the image too, like, okay, what does that mean for me? Like, what's this bringing up for me? And I like that a lot of them are very, very abstract. And so, you know, it's like what's inside in my subconscious that's coming out when I see it. And so, yeah, this has been yeah. Thank you, Steph. You know me well, girl. I love this deck, and there's pieces of like Egypt. Oh my gosh. I'm just like everything ancient Egypt. Okay, this one has become like my sidekick, and that's the Antique Anatomy Tarot. I can just read so easily with this deck. I have the OG Antique Anatomy, so this is the ephemera condition. You know, like every video I've said ephemera conditions, the ephemera edition. But yeah, I've used it for like live chat readings. I've used it for client readings. I use it for just like pulling like silly questions, deep questions, like just analyze my soul questions, and it just reads so well. I am so deeply connected to this deck. It's like not even funny. Like I swear I'm in this deck. Like a piece of me is in this deck. So I can't say enough good things about this. So if you think that by looking at these images this deck resonates with you, and you're just like looking for a tarot deck that you'll be able to connect with, I highly recommend. Another deck that I've been using is the Cartomancer Poker deck. In a review, I have stated that I don't use it all the time, but I have been like shuffling them all throughout August and like at least looking at them, but it is very hard for me to read with it all the time. Here's the backs. Just because I feel like it's so shadowy, like, and I don't want to be shadowy all the time. I mean, there's a time to do some shadow work, but this is really shadowy, at least for me. Let's see, what card is it? Oh, like there's like in the spades, there's the fingerprints, you know, on the hearts, there's the red fingerprints. So to me, it's like bloody fingerprints. But one of my homegirls on here, she looked up and said that, you know, like how to incorporate the fingerprints in the reading is like no two fingerprints are the same. You know, it said a lot about a person, you know, through their fingerprints, and so that could be part of the message too. The final deck for August is the Animal Spirits Knowledge cards, and this was gifted to me as well from my girl Steph. And this is when we were out in Old Town, and then she just like, as we're walking out of the store, she's like, and here you go. And I was like, I thought you bought those for yourself. I was like, no, it's for you. Like, I already have a ton of decks. She's like, no, take it. So I was like, okay. But anyway, it's two-sided. So on one side you have these beautiful images. Some of them are upright, some of them are long ways, but the images are all gorge. And on the other side you have information about the image. So let's take this image. You have Puma, of course. It gives you like what the symbolism is. It gives you like a little story about it, what that means in certain cultures. And I just think they're totally awesome. And it was a deck that I was going to get a long time ago. I was like, nah. And then, you know, this deck is perfect. I love the thick cardstock. I like that there's no borders. I like that they're small. And so, yeah. Alright, so that's it for me, spiritual homies. I gotta get to my back to school night. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this very short August Faves video. Like I said, this was a very busy month, but you know, and a lot of these things weren't new, but things don't have to be new to be a favorite. You know, things can be well loved and well worn and still be a favorite. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful September, and if you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading with me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com, and don't miss out on the KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittenswaitsandtarot. My homies over there are helping to get my first oracle deck off the ground. Video coming very soon. Give me a few days to show you the cards that I have created so far. They're still in digital format. I can't wait for them to just be done so I can finally have like a first printing of them, you know, just to see if there's anything I need to fix in digital format before I do a reprinting, and then finally start doing some pre-orders. But I do need much more help on Patreon to help get that off the ground, because although it is a community-based deck, meaning there's images that people submitted for this deck, you know, independent decks are expensive to get off the ground. If one day somebody like, you know, publisher picked it up, that would be totally cool. But, you know, that's not really my goal. My goal is just to create this awesome deck and to put it out there. So anyway, that's it for me, spiritual homies. I will catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out!